A humanitarian is someone who puts other human beings above their selfish needs.
To me, it's a person who sees the reality of the people and wants to do something.
They go above and beyond to help others. And that's what Matt does every day.
I believe the greatest gift that you can give another human being is the gift of example.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Matt. It's important for me not so much to be able to tell somebody, but to show somebody how to live. I was that kid. I was the kid that got written off as a teen. I had a pretty abusive father, and I just remember feeling a lot of fear. I got into drugs and alcohol, and it got bad. By the time I was in my late 20s, I was locked in a closet smoking crack, I wanted to die. Most people have an intervention. I had a SWAT team, a helicopter, and a roadblock, and they took me away. At that moment, I knew that I had a chance at life. While I was locked up and in rehab, I worked with a vocational rehabilitation counselor, and I remember having him say, just write down 5 things you love, and one of the things I wrote down was food. I got a job in the culinary world and fell in love with it. I opened my first restaurant, Blue Coast, in 2001.
From the beginning, it was always about the food, it was always about the great service, and it was always about helping people.
This community had given to me so freely and helped me so much, I thought it was time to start giving back. One of the first relationships I had was with La Esperanza.
La Esperanza is a community center for immigrants that are more in need.
I was surprised to see him. You think a big chef owns so many restaurants and he wants to help?
It was for us a gift from God.
I was asked to be a guest chef, raising some money to help fund an orphanage in Nepal. I was just setting up and I found myself alone, and I looked across the room and I focused in on this picture of this little girl. And a woman tapped me on my back and said, "Oh, that's Leela. Do you want to know anything about her?" And I said, "Yeah."
Matt was really touched by Nepal. And he went to the orphanage to see what was going on, and what he saw he didn't like. So he decided to make a change.
That's grown into the funding of schools, rehabbing an orphanage. We scholarship handicapped women into culinary school, which has never been done over there.
The Global Delaware Fund was Matt's idea to support the community that we live in and communities on an international level. It's $1 here and $1 there.
We learned how to take a business and leverage it for good.
This is Mr. Haley.
My life is no longer about the center of the plate. It's about how am I involved in my community, locally and globally. It's just amazing to me to be able to be a part of other people's lives, to hopefully be an example to them.
He influenced me to be better. I want to be just like him when I grow up.
I have a commitment to service because someone was there for me.